Well, another year, another All-Star event down the drain, and this one had some mixed reviews, got some mixed feelings about it. The problem with these All-Star events is you can't have the best of both worlds. It can't be super competitive and super fun, lovey-dovey, funny stuff going on. You can't have both.
No, you got to go one way or the other. You can't have this tournament where it's super competitive with no prize pool, because it's going to be tough to get players to buy into it and actually practice, especially when it's their vacation time. And that's something that Bjergsen specifically was pretty upset about.
They changed it into a try-hard tournament, but with no prize pool either. So we're supposed to take time out of our holiday or vacation practicing up to this try-hard event in front of a smaller crowd for no prize pool. It doesn't get much worse than that, to be honest.
Yeah, you know, he brings up a pretty solid point. A lot of these guys, especially the people who went to Worlds, have been playing for like 6-7 months non-stop. They end at the start of November, and you're already going to start scrimming with the team like a couple weeks later. I mean, even guys like Soaz, you heard, was in Australia on vacation, and deservedly so. These guys have been playing for a while, so there's no way they're coming in the finest form for this competition, which is why I want to see more interesting and trolly picks. I mean, there didn't seem to be that many. Maybe an Annie top, a Rammus jungle, but that's busted, by the way, in solo queue. So not a troll pick, but I want to see more Teemos in these events and more cheesy level 1 strategies, double smites, triple TPs, some of the old days of League, like camping in a bush with 5 guys with TP or something.
Yeah, the only unique picks, like you said, were the Annie, and then we saw some Zoe mid, but that's not troll. That's straight up busted.
That's a troll pick.
So, I mean, it's a pretty good way to win the game, because that is disgusting damage. But yeah, I mean, this tournament, good for the LMS to make it to the finals, good for the LPL to win everything, but you can't be too hard on teams like the LCK, like North America. I mean, this was not a priority tournament whatsoever. NA, especially now with the contracts during NA franchising, some guys didn't even know what teams they were on. They were trying to figure out where they'd be playing over practicing for this tournament where there's no prize pool and nothing on the line other than, I guess, some pride. But even then, LPL walks out of this with a win, and everyone's still going to be saying Korea is the best region, which is true. So, I mean, sure, NA lost and didn't get out of groups again, an international tournament, but it's really not that big of a deal. There was no team that spent a ton of time scrimming, and no team that really cared too much about this event.
Yeah, not only are you not scrimming with your all-star teammates for very long, some of these guys maybe a day, like 3 games of scrims. I mean, and the scrims shouldn't even be legitimate. You should just be doing crazy picks and stuff like that. The fact that you can't really take anything from this tournament, the fact that some guys are getting pretty heavily flamed from this tournament is ridiculous. You don't see people getting upset with players in professional sports during all-star events when guys don't shoot well, don't have a good performance in an all-star game. No one cares. It's about having fun and seeing the best players play with the other best players and just really have fun doing it. It's more supposed to be just an honor that you are either voted in or chosen to represent your respective region. No flame from this tournament.
No flame. I mean, Mike Young was one of those guys who got kind of heavily flamed after NA's performance. It basically is TSM 4-6, but I mean, he didn't look great in the games, but why would he? It was basically solo queue, just with players who got voted in as the best of your region. But yeah, you either go competitive with a prize pool, or you go fun and just let the players do their thing and not worry too much about actually practicing for this thing. So I think they screwed up a little bit based on the results and just some of the player feedback. And looking forward to next year. Let's have some fun.
Yeah, maybe they bring back some more of the fun modes. I will talk about this 1v1 tournament that they did have at this one. Uzi, the back-to-back champion. And for the most part, I think those were pretty interesting. You had some spicy ones going down to the last minion or one auto attack one way. That whole bracket as a whole, I'll say I enjoyed more so than the actual All-Star tournament itself.
Yeah, I think the 1v1 was fantastic because, again, you don't have to practice with your teammates. If you want anything, you can just go in with one player and try out some cheesy strategies and see what works. And I think that's something that the players were very interested in. I mean, I'm sure Bjergsen practiced more for the 1v1 than he actually did as a team for the NA All-Stars. So I do like that aspect of everything, and Uzi showing that he might be the best mechanical player in League of Legends.
Bold statement.
Not that it means anything.
Uzi, the best All-Star player of all time.
That's not
Probably is the best performer at the All-Star
All-Stars.
event.
Not Worlds.
Not Worlds. But he is pretty good at Worlds. But I'll give him that All-Star title. For Riot, I mean, they just gotta continue to try and figure out what exactly people want for this All-Star event, but really it seems like it's a lose-lose. When they try all these fun events, Fire and Ice, these Earth mode, Marksman mode, people are like, make it serious, we don't get enough international events. Then they try and make it a serious international event, and people are like, it's All-Stars, it's supposed to be fun, have more fun modes. So, Riot, I'm sorry to say, but you are screwed, and you can't win when it comes to All-Stars, but good luck next year. We enjoyed it.
Kind of.
We enjoyed it, some of it, not so much.
Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more esports content.